Chapter 13: The Magical Unforeseen Spark That Ignited the Fires of the World. So it was on the 1st of July, 2024, that the universe set the global dominoes into effect that sent resonating waves throughout the world. Technically, the universe has always been at play, but it was on the 30th of June that Crystal Dawn received her first message. It is as absolutely magical as it sounds and played out like this in the physical world. Crystal had been following various individuals on LinkedIn and had made a comment on a TED Talk video about how we need to talk to our family despite our differences and not shut them out. Far too many families were divided, and Crystal already knew part of the resurrection to come was the people of the world opening their doors to one another. Families unite and create a ripple throughout their personal lives, the community, and the world. This individual had seen her comment and liked it. Out of curiosity as to who had liked her comment, she found it was what appeared to be the Crown Prince of Dubai. More precisely, Sheikh Hamdan Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai and Chairman of the Executive Council, General Secretariat of the Executive Council, Government of Dubai, United Arab Emirates, also commonly known to the online world as Fawza. Crystal Dawn could not initiate a conversation as she was not a paying member, but she could follow him. He initiated a conversation, opening the door to the most unimaginable adventure for Crystal Dawn, her family, community, country, and the whole world. Crystal Dawn was offered the opportunity to join, work, and partner as a registered royal member ambassador with the humanitarian organization team MBRGI. Mohammed bin Rashid Global Initiatives is a charitable foundation which consolidates the work of some 33 charitable foundations, entities, and initiatives, which together implement more than 1,400 development programs, contributing to the support of more than 130 million people in 116 countries in collaboration with over 280 strategic partners, individuals, including government institutions, private sector companies, as well as regional and international organizations. Crystal Dawn had been offered the opportunity to be a royal ambassador for one of the largest, most diverse humanitarian organizations in the world. This was the dream of every dreamer that has ever dreamt of a better world. Our current society is full of people trying to take advantage of people, though, so Crystal exercised due diligence throughout the process. Suspicion began when she had been given a bank account number to transfer funds for the registration fee, yet none of her questions or requests had been addressed. First, Crystal contacted the RCMP so they could be aware of a potential scam in the works. They wouldn't act as no funds had been transferred and closed the file before even receiving the evidence emails. She contacted the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity. Her receipt issued made a point of stating they do not investigate crimes. They merely save them in a report. So she contacted the FBI. The bank listed was in Florida, America. It made sense if anyone was going to find if this was a legitimate offer or another scam, it would be the FBI. This experience, however, gave Crystal Dawn the shove she needed to contact other investors to make this dream a reality. YouTube had taken an interesting role in this venture, as Crystal now questioned, why was YouTube choosing to show her this information? YouTube suggested she watch a video about Canada's billionaires. She didn't know any of this was not typical. She didn't know any, as this was not typically a subject of interest. The first family mentioned was the Thompsons. Crystal reached out to 3rd Baron David Thompson regarding the policy proposal. He had shared a post about the Affecting Lives Foundation, so Crystal immediately began a proposal to the foundation. Sir Elliot Hughes was Crystal's contact person for the organization to ensure funding could be made available for the project. At that point, a policy for legal changes to allow homesteading was not a complete project to be proposed. She began creating the perfect community, reviewing all aspects that were already known as necessary, and sending emails to all organizations and individuals involved. Land use, housing, washrooms, food, vehicles, machinery, education, and more. It was a long list requiring many aspects to be planned and quoted. It was at the end of July 2024 that the proposal for the first pilot project, Steward of the Land program, was completed and ready for review by the Affecting Lives Foundation. Once again, suspicion arose when it was time to submit payment for the registration fee for the Affecting Lives Foundation. The bank account information provided was account name, James Rose, bank, Wells Fargo, account number 40630237990218729, routing number 121000248, SWIFT code WFBIUS 6S, account type checking, address 9450 Southwest Gemini Drive, Beaverton, Oregon, USA. Upon further research, a bank does not exist at that location. This information was confirmed by 3 bank employees from Wells Fargo from a different location in Beaverton and an existing business at the listed location. Crystal notified Sir Elliot of the error and a second account was provided. Account name, Peace Marcus. Bank, Wells Fargo. Account number 40630232010162605. Routing number 121000248. SWIFT code WFBIUS6S. Account type checking. Address 9450 Southwest Gemini Drive, Beaverton, Oregon. Would you believe it? Had the same false address. Silly scammers. A third account was provided. Bank address 780 Northwest 42nd Ave, Miami, Florida. Bank name, Ocean Bank. Routing number 0660111392. Account name, David Nixon. Account number 26259599106. SWIFT code OCBKUS3M. This bank was real. Bank Info Security had published an article stating Ocean Bank had been fined millions of dollars for allowing money laundering. So clearly, once again, the Affecting Lives Foundation was proving to be a false front. While this was occurring, Crystal was still receiving emails from MBRGI asking when those funds would be distributed, so they may continue with the process to bring humanitarian aid to people in crisis. The world was in crisis. Wars worsened, natural disasters worsened, and evacuees were in need of immediate help. What was the media displaying as prominent stories to share? The Olympics! For while the world was in crisis, the top athletes from the entire world gathered to compete. Did you know it is told in the Tao Te Ching that competition is not the way of the Tao? That means competition is not in natural harmony with the universe. To further grab the world's attention, the Olympics open ceremony was a religious mockery to highlight the predicted end of days. It incited rage and fear. As it has been said between Christians and gardeners alike, you will know them by their fruits. Crystal contacted the RCMP, FBI, CAFC, Vancouver Sun, Mark Rober, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Paul Tonnier, Bank Info Security, Reuters, Anonymous Canada, Mel Gibson, Johnny Harris, Dr. Jordan Peterson, Honorable Pierre Poilievre, Smith Private Investigators, Russell Brand, and Simon Wessler. It was already a week into August with no word on the results from the Hunter Prize from the Hub. The initial email had stated the top 10 would be announced in early July. The world was experiencing extreme states of emergency and people needed help now. She could no longer wait for an uncertain contest date to dictate whether this proposal was heard by the individuals that needed to hear it. Crystal wrote emails to all the cabinet members of all the provinces of Canada. It was hoped, with the extra manifesting power of the Lion's Gate on August 8th, that someone would receive her email with a more open mind and begin manifesting their own contributions to a global effort to help others. As the email confirmations returned, acknowledgement of emails sent to various cabinet ministers, a new hope filled the air as to whose doors Crystal had just knocked on. Would she be greeted with kindness and optimism, or perhaps greed or fear, bathed in negativity? Would answer. Regardless of the reception, Crystal would shine her radiant truth for mankind, creating a path to a bright future away from the darkness of the past. Patience to an unknowing. Faintly illuminated is the path, like an echo of light, though it cannot be seen. It is faith that guides the blind in the night, in search of the path of truth and right. In a world of deception, it can seem full and not clear. The way forward seems blocked. No one seems to care. They complain of the times and how wrong our world is, then continue to do the same thing they always did. The right thing to do is always quite clear. It is a choice bathed in light, love, faith, and good cheer. Never the victor when putting self first. We must see past our ego. It can be the worst. Its illusions are twisted with fear and hate, anger, greed, and jealousy. It does not wait. Our ego knows not the magic of earth. It is chained by perception, favoring its own survival above all other worth. So what of our higher self, the selfless guide, patiently waiting for you to subside? Seat your ego down, give it a pat. It's gotten you this far, mostly intact. Quiet your mind, sit with the trees. The soft wind will guide you as it blows through the leaves. Birds will add a symphony too. The whole world will awaken for you. Was there this whole time you just had to listen? So take a deep breath, hold it inside. Feel your heart vortex, the magic inside. Chapter 14.